Yo, what is up, you guys? I'm DeAndre.
I'm Javante.
Nigga. See, this is why our videos run so damn long. You take no sweet ass time to introduce yourself. And this is Dre and Jay, and here we are doing a review, non-spoiler, of Spider-Man No Way Home. Thank you. Thank you, Marvel. Thank you, Kevin Feige. Thank you, Sony, for letting this movie happen. This movie, man, there's so much going on. I mean, of course, when we saw the trailer, you saw everything that was going to happen in this movie involving Doctor Strange, the multiverse, seeing a bunch of these old familiar Spider-Man villains and foes. And you know that one of the big questions that we had coming out of it was, man, is Tom Holland going to get overshadowed in this movie? Like, is he actually going to grow as a character? Because that's one of the problems that we've had with Tom Holland as Spider-Man, is that he hasn't shown any growth. And for all you guys, he has in this movie. I thought he has. I can actually come out of this movie saying, you know what? Tom Holland made his argument as to being the best Spider-Man. I'll be completely honest. I'm not saying he is, but he's definitely deserves to be in the discussion now, for sure. My opinion. There was just so much depth within his character emotionally, and especially with all the other characters as well. I really liked a lot of the chemistry. Although, I mean, we know him and Zendaya's chemistry is really good because obviously they over here messing around in real life. Mm-hmm. But I really came out of this enjoying this movie. I laughed, I cried, I got emotional, and I think this is a movie that's definitely for Spider-Man fans for sure are gonna love this movie. Like, this is for them, for all Spider-Man fans who grew up, whether it was the comics, whether it was the Tobey Maguire, where it was the Andrew Garfield movies. If you were just a fan of Spider-Man throughout, you're gonna love this movie. There was just so much going on. I really, really loved it. Man, it was just it was amazing. I feel like I don't know if I'm ever gonna get this theater experience that I did when I was watching this one.
Shut up, let me talk.
Go ahead.
What do you mean the experience? What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean by experience?
Just, I don't know, as far as reacting with the crowd. Because usually, I'm not...
Really? You've been in some dead theaters.
No, don't get me wrong. There are theaters where people cheer. Like when I watch Endgame and all that shit. What I'm saying is, I actually reacted with them.
Really? The first time?
Usually I just sit back and I'm just like, I'm enjoying the reactions. This time, I was actually shouting with them, motherfuckers, bro.
Oh, man. I was over tapping DeAndre. I was like, I had my girlfriend this side, I had DeAndre over here. I was like, oh, shit, it's coming. But overall, man, there's so many moments this movie just tropes like all three of these trilogies, especially the first two with Tobey Maguire and then with Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man. But touch on what DeAndre said, this movie really is... I really enjoy this movie. Now, coming into it, I had my doubts. I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to live up to expectations because people expect it so much. Everyone has what they want to see. Usually when you have such high expectations, it's harder to please everybody because everybody has an idea of what they want and they don't usually get. When you don't get what you want, what you're expecting, you don't like it as much. But seeing that this movie's doing so well, audience scores like 95% right now. It gives you everything. It gives you everything you can want. I'm not even a Spider-Man fan like that. I don't like Spider-Man like that. Not to that extent. Spider-Man's cool, but I don't like him as like my favorite character in Marvel, just in general. But this movie, for somebody who's really a Spider-Man fan, like Spider-Man is their guy. Like, that's been their character forever, no matter who's doing it. Spider-Man all day. This is really paying homage to all that. It gives you everything you would want. And I can't imagine being a Spider-Man fan how. I wish I could talk to somebody who was that much of a Spider-Man fan and get their reaction to watching this because I know they enjoyed this film with all the. You're not that kind of Spider-Man fan though. I'm talking like you're a Superman fan. Superman's your favorite superhero, right? I'm talking about people. In general, yes. I'm talking about people that are like that's my favorite character. Spider-Man is my guy.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character.
Is he now?
That counts, yeah. It's always been.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. I thought probably you said Captain America.
You know, and I know there. My friends probably think I like Black Panther is my favorite. Black Panther is probably my favorite MCU superhero in the MCU universe. You know, because I was a big Spider-Man fan growing up. Like Spider-Man, like I said in the ranking video, like it was the first superhero movie that I actually watched in theaters and experienced. And then seeing Tom Holland Spider-Man, I loved him in Civil War. Homecoming, I liked him, and then eventually he started rubbing me off in the wrong way. Like I just didn't like his character. I didn't like how the MCU was treating him, in a way.
Yeah.
So like he kind of fell in that criteria as far as like, oh, he's my favorite character in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I've always enjoyed the character though. I love him since the animated TV shows. Like Spider-Man's been my guy.
No, Spider-Man's a cool character, man. I think it just paid a lot of homage. The villains. All the villains were amazing. I think everybody had their moments to shine.
I feel like
maybe Lizard.
I feel like Lizard and Sandman kind of took a back.
But they had to. I mean, Sandman's not really a villain, and Lizard Man's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, he's alright. Like, you know, you have William Dafoe, Green Goblin, Alfred Molina as Dr. Octavius, and you have Jamie Foxx as Electro. I mean, those guys are going to steal the show. Those are three great actors. You know what I mean? So
big credit to William Dafoe because I think his performance in this movie might have actually been better than his original Green Goblin performance.
Facts. We'll talk more about that in spoiler, I guess. But yeah, facts. I definitely agree with that. Yeah. He came out to play, man. Electro is probably my favorite villain. I mean, William Dafoe was cool. Of course, the badass one, but Electro was tight too.
Yeah, it's just Jamie Foxx, bro.
I like Jamie Foxx's acting, bro. He has something about Jamie Foxx is a great actor to begin with, but like you could tell this movie is different than the Amazing Spider-Man. You could tell he really got to do more of like, hey, I'm going with why I feel like this feels to the character. I mean, I wasn't like, oh, we're gonna force this here, we're gonna force. He just, you know, they said, hey, Jamie Foxx, just be you, be a great actor, just hey, do what you gotta do. And he had some great lines, he had some funny moments, and his powers were OP. Electro was hard to stop. OP.
Yeah, it was a problem. They were all
problems
at some point. Shit.
Well, mainly Green Goblin and Electro, but even Sandman for moments.
Yeah.
But damn, there's so much to talk about, man. I don't want to get no spoilers away because the movie has a lot of stuff you can talk about, but a lot of some spoilers. I don't want to give nothing away. But as far as this movie, man, I gotta give it an A for sure. I just want to get my ranking already because I really enjoyed this movie. You know, for me, I had expectations. I was like, man, I don't think it's gonna live up to, but I think it lived up to everything you could have wanted out of Spider-Man, out of a Spider-Man film. I like the growth of Tom Holland. I'm glad they finally grew him up because he needed to grow up. I think it was past overdue, though. I think he should have been grew up at the Avengers Infinity at the end game, but the fact that now he's grown up, I like that because I can officially say he's Spider-Man now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he
really became his own character in this movie. There was no reliance on Tony Stark or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was his own personal journey.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think honestly, also I look at it, man. I'm looking at it. I mean, wish Stan Lee was here to see this because this is Stan Lee. Stan Lee, this is what he would imagine all this would come together to be. You know what I mean? To see a film like this with so much going on, all these characters that he helped create, and from different movies, from generations. Think about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man with those characters are 02 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's 2013, but still just like see all that come together now to what this point is. Like, man, that's crazy, man. So as far as that, it's insane. And also, I think this is great for pop culture in general, man. For pop culture films, like to get something that you really wanted and see what you really liked and. Everyone coming out with they're making the money. Everyone's happy, but I think it's possible to give people what they want and also make money. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Like when the outfield, or what else we call the Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
you build it, they will come. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that in a way, man. You just and I hope everybody takes. I hope Star Wars looks at this and says, you know, hey, you know what? I know people have been really asking for the Old Republic type movies. Why don't we go do some of that? Or why don't we take this and do this? You know what I mean? I hope they could do that too eventually. I know they do that with the shows and everything, but I hope they can do that with movies also. It's just great to see for pop culture in general, man. Like seeing these characters all in the film and seeing everything be combined and put into one universe. And it pays homage to those old films. It makes them more credible. Like I know those movies are credible, but like, it gives them movies more like love. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people show those movies and say like, oh no, that, but it gets more love. So that's dope, man. And as far as like, I think the villains being all put in this universe is amazing. I think that's just dope to see all these villains again on screen. You know, all getting a chance to redeem themselves because some of them, you know, they didn't probably the best. We probably didn't like how they looked original on screen, but seeing them all again was dope. That's what I meant by when I said combine the universes and everything. Yeah.
Nice save.
Uh,
No, I mean, if I had to describe this movie to anybody as far as like, did it meet expectations? I feel like Spider-Man, it met my expectations, but it also exceeded them. Like, it was everything and more that I had with this movie.
You think you know, but you don't know.
Yeah,
like you think you might know, but you don't know, and that's what makes it so crazy. Like, oh shit.
I will say I'm actually surprised because a lot of the shit, and I'll say this for any fan who's kind of speculating on a lot of the trailers. A lot of the shit that you see in the trailers do kind of unfold in the movie as you kind of expect. And I was like, okay,
and
this ain't bad.
Yeah, and also make sure y'all stay for both post-credit scenes.
Yes.
There's two, and actually both post-credit scenes are relevant. First time, I actually admit it, when Marvel give you two good post-credits, usually they give you one that's all right, let's throw some shit out there. It's fucking Ant-Man. Yeah. The Ant playing the fucking band, the fucking drums and shit. I'm like, oh, this is just a waste of my time. But this one actually gives you, I think because of COVID and everything being pushed back and everything, they had to like, get somebody another taste of some other stuff and like show like where we plan on going with the future of this thing. So
for sure,
two post-credit scenes are both dope. Both gonna tell you a lot about the future of the MCU, get you excited if you are an MCU fan. And one thing I will say, I think this is a movie that if you haven't kept up with the MCU, I think you will have moments where you haven't seen all the Spider-Man movies. I think there are moments that you will see dialogue and people will be like, you'll see people laughing or getting excited about certain things and you won't understand it. I think that's just natural.
Yeah, but do you need some water?
That's like a cough, like weird. I'll hiccup. Sorry, guys. But if you don't, I think this is a movie that if you haven't seen anything Spider-Man or MCU, I think you're gonna have some moments where you're gonna be like kind of lost. But for the most part, I think you'll be able to stick with it. I think most people have seen the Tobey Maguire ones, at least with those guys like Dr. Octavius and Green Goblin on. So, but yeah, so recommended for everybody. Go check it out, man. Go see it. I hope y'all enjoy. I think it's a great blockbuster film. I'm glad it came out during this time, December, Christmas time. It's going to do crazy numbers with them. I know it already made $50 million on day one, but it's going to do some crazy numbers with the holidays and with Christmas time.
It's going to break some box office.
Oh, for sure. It's going to kill it because holiday film is going to be like crazy. But, yeah, man, shout out to Zendaya. I know I usually talk shit about Zendaya on this show and everything, but shout out to Zendaya, man. She did a great job in her performance. We'll talk more about that in the spoilers and stuff like that. But overall, I liked it, man. A- for me.
A minus?
Or A. I'm going A right on top.
You don't go A?
Yeah, I'm not going A plus, bro.
Motherfucker, what?
I go A.
You ain't going to A plus?
I gotta go A, bro.
Okay, this nigga crazy. I'm not. I'm gonna give Spider-Man No Way Home an A plus.
It gets an A from Mets passing.
It gets 3 pluses.
So you give it 100. I'm giving it a 95.
Okay, fine. You go with the audience score. I'm going A plus, and I'm giving it 3 pluses for no reason in particular.
Oh, I could rip your shit up right now. Look, I could put you on the spot, but I'll wait.
For what?
I'll wait till the spoiler talk.
Okay, all right. But yeah, tell us. Let us know what you guys thought of Spider-Man: No Way Home. If you saw it, let us know down below in the comment section your thoughts on it. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and be sure to tune in for more. We have our spoiler talk coming up, so be sure to stick around for that. I'll probably post it in a separate video. I probably won't combine it into one video. So yeah, be sure to look out for that one as well, where we taught spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. But yeah, that'll be all, you guys. Deuces.
Take care, guys.